So now we're going to show you the actual setup of the environment. First of all, I will tell you what are each of these four machines here. The first machine is the regional database with the IP address of 192.168.4.162. This database is the regional database, for example in Benguet. This machine is a client that serves as a police station application, that the police station can insert a new fingerprint, or it can, for example, search if a fingerprint does not find inside the local, the Benguet database. This is the simulated environment for the cloud database that it is residing in the cloud in the actual environment, but for the sake of test, we just install this inside this machine. It has the cloud app installed on it, that this cloud app actually save a node to the server, that the Zookeeper server. So it has a Zookeeper client node written in Java that it can communicate with the actual centralized server and register its IP address and the RMI port, because later on the server will establish the connection using that information that node has been sent to the server. And here is a centralized server. The centralized server has two apps on it. The first app is what do you call this? The first app is the REST endpoint. This REST endpoint is a web REST server that the server will receive all the requests coming from different police stations node for a specific search. So it has a listener, like listening endpoint, that it receives information from each of these police stations. So when the police station cannot find the fingerprint in the local, the regional database, it used that endpoint to send that information. Once the centralized server will receive that information, it first look at the available nodes that it has been registered from the cloud to itself. Then get the information, the IP address and the port that it has to create connection, and then dispatch that request to all the nodes distributedly. And information from those nodes come from the cloud back to the server, and then after it receives back all the information, search distributedly with the high performance, with the this different kind of servers for different regional residing inside this cloud environment. When it receives all of those information, the searches from that from those machines, cloud machines, that they are distributedly distributed, then it gets all of those information and then deliver it back to the police station that it has already sent the request. So let's now see how these things work. So for your information, I will just show you each of these apps running inside these multiple machines. Wait, I think I am entering the wrong password. Alright, so this is a cloud database. I have already bring up this application that I have written. This application, first what it does, as you can see, it actually send its information like node information, which is the IP address of it and the port number that RMI use it to the centralized server. Means this one, this server here, the other server here, this one, yeah. And then it says server ready, means this machine is actually waiting for dispatch information coming from the centralized server. Inside the centralized server, I will show you. Inside the centralized server, if I get an ls for the zookeeper, this is the zookeeper, this one. This one is the zookeeper. If I say lsl dash slash, you can see I have created a node, a category node called members. These members will keep track all of the nodes that are registered inside the zookeeper server. So if I say members, I'll say, hey, this is a node that that it's running in somewhere in the cloud. So this node has actually given its information to the server. So if I go to this node and say, hey, you show me all of the information for the node. As you can see here, I have the information for that specific node here. So, and then the REST client, it's up and it's a Tomcat server. So as you can see here, I'll create this command sudo fuser-i atet/tcp and provide the password, and it says it's listening. So we have a AT REST client listening in this machine. And also this database, regional database, is also waiting for the Benguet police station to receive this information. So the database in here is ready, and it's waiting for the search coming to this database or saving information. So what I can say about this server, I will connect to the server and show you here, because I have a workbench here connected to the local machine. I create a select on this database. I have created 3 records on this server with 3 finger. The finger number 1 and 2 and 3. The blob is actually that one. Are you showing that blob? Yes. The blob is the 3 fingers, 1 and 2 and 3, saved inside the local their database. So, and also we have 1 record saved in the cloud database. So as you can see, we have created 1 record on the cloud database. This is it. Okay, Nick Aramas. Now, I am now here on the police station office. So I will just tell you what will happen when we search for a new person. So I click on the search icon here, and then it asks me to provide the fingers that I'm going to search. All right. So I go to the fingers. The number 1 and 2 and 3, as I said, it has been saved inside the local database. So if I, for example, try to find that 1, it gives me the information for that local, because it could find that finger in the local machine. But however, if I give, for example, 12, because we haven't saved that inside the local machine, it tells me the search had no result in the local database. Would you like to search this biometric within all databases in the entire Philippines? If I say yes here, what happens is, first the request goes to the centralized server here. The centralized server keeps track of all available nodes, which is this one, and then dispatch this information to all distributed cloud nodes and let them perform the biometric matching in all of those nodes. So let's try it. If I click yes here, it gives me the information, but where that information come from? From this machine. But how? From the distributed search inside the centralized server that keep track of this node in itself. And that's how the distributed environment is working. And to add up something, if any of these nodes goes down, the server here, because the zookeeper server in every 10 seconds keep track that what nodes are available or what are not available. If it could not find the nodes, or if the nodes, for example, crash, the hard disk fail or anything, this will be removed from the all available nodes in the server. And it also can give information to an administrator, hey, your node in the cloud has been already goes down, so you go do something with it. And then it sends the search to the rest of the available nodes. So we have full control over our distributed environment. Thank you very much.